Hey, all you moviegoers, here we are in the start of 2024, which is my favorite time of the season because I can reflect back on movies of 2023 as my favorite movies. So I was originally going to do a top 5 list. So there's a little bonus with this movie because there's just two movies merged so close together at 5 and 6. So this is going to be a top 6 chart for 2023 of my favorite movies. Starting up at number 6 is Scream 6, of course. The movie that actually got revived back a couple years ago with Scream, which is supposed to be the 5th Scream. We follow the story of the Carpenter sisters and how they get somehow involved with the legacy characters back from the first Scream. They're actually their kids, which I thought was really cool the way they actually did it. But going into the Scream 6 movie, this is almost the same texture as maybe as a Scream 2, because in Scream 2 we've seen Sydney and her friends go to college. In the 6th series of the Scream 6, we get the same feeling this as well too, but this time they're in Newark and the setting's actually Halloween. So this was a well-themed movie, I gotta say. The suspense in this movie was amazing. They went chasing through the streets of Newark, onto the train, into what can I say? I don't want to give too much away. For those who haven't seen the movie, go see it. This movie is just brilliant, I gotta say, but the ending was a little sloppy, I gotta say. Once we get the reveal what the ghost face or ghost faces, I should say. Okay, I'll keep right for those who have not seen the movie. It's been out for almost a year now, but check that out. That's number 6 on my list. But line at number 5 is the big surprise movie of the year. It actually came out around this time, believe it or not. So it's been a full year almost since this movie has actually been out. That movie is Megan, believe it or not. What can I say about this movie? This movie is almost on a similar note of Chucky, but in some way, Megan is a taller doll, of course. So what happens in this movie, believe it or not, is about this little girl that loses her parents, of course. And the only way to find connection of some sort is finding a friend. And what's going on with her aunt? Her aunt's in this building with a company creating new technology. And she's creating this new doll called Megan as well. It's like an AI inside of a doll. And what happens is she brings this doll back, and she finds out that she's got a connection with this girl. She has a little friend and buddy, which is it gives a good vibe as well. But the good vibe goes away pretty quickly because this movie is a side of Chucky when this Megan doll actually starts killing people. But at the same time, you realize that she's actually defending her friend this as well. But it just gets too dangerous, and it seems like even though this movie this happened, we are getting a sequel, believe it or not. Not this year, but next year around this time. So that should be interesting how the story actually continues from Magnus as well, too. So line at number 4 on my list is The Boy and the Heron, which I thought this was an amazing movie. I keep on saying that for each and every movie because it's been amazing years, of course. But it's been a great year for animation. Ian Mizdiski, if I'm pronouncing his name right, sorry if I'm not. But he's a brilliant director when it comes to visual effects and stories. You guys are familiar with The Castle in the Sky, Spirited Away. He takes a great aim and tells the story well enough to actually give you on the big screen. And at the same time, too, since I went to see this movie dubbed, it seemed on the right vibe. You can take in the animation. And it's breathtaking, I gotta say. It's a great story. It's about a boy that loses his spot in the world. It's about losing his mom and everything. And he goes on this wild journey through life. And of course, he goes out there in the meadow, of course, and stumbles upon a castle that he will finally realize that he actually has some sort of story to actually be told in his family life of tree, I should say. And actually, it really reflects more on the boy where he actually stands in the world, I gotta say. And the way he puts this film, every little bit of this it's really cool. When you see his movies, you have to have an open mind. And to have that open mind with this movie, it just brings you into that different world. The breathtaking sequences, the scenes, everything about it is incredible. So, The Boy and the Heron is at number 4. When I go down to my number 3 list, you see my shirt line at number 3. This is where the Super Mario Brothers movie actually kicks in, believe it or not. I really had a really good time with this movie. Let's say I did this well enough. I did not do this on purpose, but I went to Universal Studios Hollywood to ride the new ride. Believe it or not, they actually came so close to bring this movie out with the ride in the movie, which I thought was really clever. It probably was a great idea that Universal actually did that. because there's particular scenes in the ride that goes along with the movie just as well too. Because you got to realize the ride. I don't want you to get too mixed up with the ride in the movie, but the ride is actually a Mario Kart. And you get this great sequence in the movie this as well too with the Mario Kart scenes this as well too. It's like right now on the rainbow. It was incredible, and the way they actually added everything to this as well too. Chris Pratt was part of the list. Chris Pratt was actually Mario, and I thought he did a pretty good job. He's gonna be Garfield this year just as well too. So he's on a roll with voicing characters. But Super Mario Brothers really lived up to my expectations. I gotta say, living in the era of that time of my life. Super Mario Brothers was actually a game. You got to realize this as well too, and Super Mario Brothers was a big game that I really enjoyed. It followed up to like 3 and 1, 2, 3, and there's multiple different games as well related to Mario Brothers. It's just one of those games that lasts a great generation. I bet you this is gonna be a great franchise as well too, because I know they're doing a sequel, part 2 and 3 probably, but this continues on. So anyway, I talked down to my number 2 list, which means we're getting close to number 1. Number 2 is Godzilla -1. And this movie just came out not too long ago, this as well too. But everything about this movie I thought was brilliant, I gotta say. So for those who don't know much about Godzilla -1, this is a totally different story outside from the branch of what Universal is doing with Godzilla and Kong. The reason I say that, because in this movie, Godzilla is more vicious and dangerous. It just seems like they're trying to put the franchise on Godzilla, both of those. They're trying to make them nice, but thinking about this movie, Godzilla -1, the action is just superb, I gotta say. Everything about this movie I thought was really good. Once again, I've tried to looking for a movie that was actually dubbed, but I could not get that. But I still followed the subtitles really good. And the thing I really like is the fact the action sequence, there's no talking, so you can really sit back and enjoy what's going on with Godzilla and how he's attacking people. So yes, you can. When I say attacking, you're gonna get the full thing with this. So don't think this is as a PG-13 film, which I don't think it was. I think it was R-rated. No, I think it was. Might have. See, I don't know. I have to check back and look at the rating now. But you're gonna get a lot more scary moments. Godzilla actually eating people. But that's the life of what the real Godzilla was before. It was really a monster lizard going chasing after people. It's what it was, wasn't it? A giant lizard chasing people. So anyways, going down my number 1 movie of the year. Yes, it is animation. No, it's not Super Mario Bros. Because I just talked about that. Do you have any guess? I'll give you like a second here to actually think might actually come next. Okay, that second's gone. Okay, so my number 1 movie of the year is actually Spider-Man Across the Universe. What can I say about this? This movie is just the perfect word for this is amazing. The Amazing Spider-Man. Amazing. And the animation, once again, is incredible, I gotta say. This whole cast, the voice behind this whole movie were awesome. And everything that you can actually see on the screen. Just reflect back on the old Spider-Man movies, how it was live action. But these days, they're now putting animation into it. You could do a lot more with animation. It feels like you can actually do a lot more with it. The action, the many different effects that you can't actually do with live action, but put it in animation. It's incredible what you can actually do. So number 1 on my list is Spider-Man Across the Universe. This has been a great year. So on recap, let's go do the back to 6. 6 is Scream 6. See, that goes pretty good, doesn't it? 5, Megan. 4, The Boy and the Heron. 3, the Super Mario Brothers movie. 2, Godzilla -1. And number 1 is Spider-Man Across the Universe. So tell me your favorite movies of 2023. Any of my movies connect with yours as well too. It's been an outstanding year, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen here in the 2024. What sort of movies will actually come out after just speaking about Godzilla. There's going to be another Godzilla versus Kong movie, believe it or not, in March, I believe. And I cannot wait for that just as well too. So there's gonna be some really cool, interesting films that actually come out this year just as well too. The new Ghostbusters movie just as well too. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen with that. With the new villain, which I thought was gonna be really cool. So there's gonna be a lot of interesting movies that actually happen. Once again, since the writers and actors went on strike last year, this summer is not gonna be as big, I believe. And the new Planet and the Apes movie just as well too. So what movie are you looking forward to for 2024 just as well? Leave your comments down below. Other than that, I can start wrapping things up saying, my name's Ryan. Thank you for watching. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe. And I'll see you at the movies next time. Thank you for watching.